He was down to his last $716, and then he made a whopping $15 million. Welcome back, baby dolls. Check out this guy, this absolute beast, this account, $15 million. Can you believe it? From just 716, and yes, it really is a fairy tale when you look at it. 273 days ago, this guy went all in. He had his final 716 bucks, and he threw it into FartCoin. Yes, friends, we've got to play some PUBG music for that. FartCoin. What? That's right. You know, it's interesting, friends, about FartCoin, something about it. They asked AI, what should we name our coin? And then the AI said, well, farts are universal. Name it something to do with FartCoin. And that's actually how they made it. It's kind of funny. So this is, friends, this is the stuff we're looking for. Now, obviously, I'm not saying touch FartCoin, but buy FartCoin. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you, this type of stuff gets FOMO. People come out. They hear about these things. These are the stories that go and inspire the next level of degeneracy. People coming into the casino. People coming to remember why we came into crypto in the first place. Yes, he made a whopping 20,000x return. I mean, it's kind of amazing when you look at it. FartCoin, huh? And it's kind of wild when you actually look at this altogether, friends. Now, here's the thing, man. It's pretty much impossible to get this stuff. Even if you change it to a market cap chart, I'll just show you how literally impossible it is to get these things out here. Especially at 65k market cap. I guess this guy had nothing in it. He bought in at the very, very start. You know, I think about it, maybe it was some sort of insider. You never know, man. If you come back and check it out, I wonder how far the chart would actually let you go, just so you can see how wildly, absurdly early this person was to be able to reach such a very, very cheap price. And that's the thing when it comes to these. You just never know if you're going to be the person who makes it in your coin. Obviously, when we're looking through this stuff, it looks easy in hindsight, right? But so many coins just go down and they never, ever make it. I mean, friends, also funny. Do you know TraderMayne, who's a very, very good trader? He got into PNUT early. He put in 500 bucks. But then PNUT, he put in $500 and he got out for like a loss or a 2x or something. And then what ended up happening was it would have been worth 15 million or 8 million or something for him in like just like 5 days or something ridiculous. It's kind of funny, friends. This was the first hour. So I guess this account bought FartCoin on the first hour of its launch. Just put in their last $700 and it actually went wild. And this is a crazy part, friends. You got to understand as well. If you're looking at someone who had a 65k market cap, you got to remember, right? He still didn't get out at 100x. You know, so at 100x. So he's 70k. You got to think about this. So he's at 60k. At 60 million, he's got like $70,000 here. He's still not getting out. At 600 million, you think about this. What has he got? Like 700,000 now? He's still not getting out. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. And he makes it all the way to like 15 million. It's wild. So that's the thing that you got to remember when it comes to these stories. And we've got to play some angel music for them. We're here to mogul the non-believers. But you got to remember too, man, it's easier said than done, right? When you have a coin, when you're up like a fast 10x, 10x is a lot of money. But then this person hits 50x, right? You know, 50x. If you get out, man, you had 50 times your money. You should be getting out, or should you? It depends, man, because there is no right answer. He could have gotten out, but then he would have seen it keep going up higher. Now he keeps holding. Now, here's the thing, man. What if it, like, this is a crazy part. What if it didn't make it to 15 million? What if it's 700 bucks? What if it made it to like 650,000? He didn't get out, and then it drops 95%. Now he's back down to 15K. You know, these people end up on Gratification Direct all the time, and they would say things like, oh, I was trying to make the $1 million round number, and then I just round-tripped everything. You know, but in this story, he held and it kept working. Now it's up to 15 million. I wonder what he's holding for. So these are the stories that are going to keep appearing. This is what we want to see in crypto, fans. I want to see all these people coming. But the truth is, though, unfortunately, you know, him making a 20,000x, it's a good story for him, but most of us, we're just losing after 5 years. You know, you're delaying gratification. We're hoping that these things end up working out for each other. But these are the super special rare cases out here. It's kind of funny. Anatar only made sure to cash out his initial just in case. This wallet is not taking $1 million off the table. It's kind of gambling. Must be Jam's win. 5 years waiting so far. It's kind of funny. Will we ever get to see such games? I am tired, friend. Mr. Crypto Leaps, you're tired. I am tired squared. I can promise you that. I want to show you why we're all here in crypto in the first place, man. This was something that happened 2017 cycle. This was Verge, man. Verge, friends, did literally a 1000x snap up. That's wild. A literal 1000x, man. A 1000x freaking pop up in a year. That's wild. From February 2017 to February 2018. That's wild. 1000x. Bang, man. Look, it goes up. Bull flag, snap up, man. It's wild, man. Like it does happen in crypto. That's why people are always hanging around the casino. The problem is it going to be your coin? Is it going to be my coin? You don't know, man. You don't know. But here's the thing. You got to shoot your shot, right? You got to be in here. You got to at least try to believe in something. Because like, you know, things are going to go up. But like if you believe in nothing, you don't even have a chance in the first place, right? It's kind of funny. This was the awakening of the altcoins, okay? It was crossing the chasm for crypto tech adoption. And then it went sideways for a long time too, before and after. I wasn't around back then, you know, so I even mentioned here, I definitely respect the pump. That's why you got to respect the pump, have an abundance mindset for all these things. And I know we laugh about stuff like this all the time, friends, but look, at the end of the day, no one knows what happens next. The thing is, you hit a buy low, you hit a buy under pressure, and you hit a hold through stuff. You know that works, but it's sad, man, because it just doesn't move up in staircases. You really wanted to, man. Crypto is like an abomination when it comes to that. It's really nuts. And then, like, think about waiting for Solana, by the way. Imagine you were bullish on Solana. You missed out because, you know, it ran up in its Bitcoin halving year. Now, there might be people trying to FOMO chase it. Now, what if it's like the end of its kind of like exuberant rally? So, you don't know, man. Look, at the end of the day, friends, you shouldn't try to time stuff. You got to take the Warren Buffett approach, which is you don't know what comes next. You got to get into something. You have a community that believes, and you just got to keep holding. Because at the end of the day, right, nothing would kill you more than if you're bullish on something, but you just waited too long, you know? And obviously, we've had one of the worst business cycle experiences of all time in literally history. 32 months of it below 50. It's just, you know, it's rubbish. But next time it's not going to be so bad, but you probably don't care about next time, and I don't either, right? You want this cycle to pop up. Thank you to Mr. Peplov for doing this the other day, friends. I just want to show you this type of stuff out here. Harsh truth. Michael Saylor bought the wrong Bitcoin. Hex is a better Bitcoin. You haven't even seen Bitcoin survive minus 99% wipeout. So that's an unknown risk. The market has chosen Hex. Obviously seeing Hex 30% and Bitcoin up a little amount of money. So obviously it's tongue in cheek, but it's kind of funny. I was thinking about it, friends. It is true as well. Bitcoin has not seen a minus 99% wipeout where it stays down for 2 years. You haven't seen that. Now people will say, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. Well, do you really want to say that in crypto, bro? It will never happen. We've seen stable coins depeg. We've seen things explode, you know, to the upside, but mostly to the downside. There's been more disappointments and surprises to the upside, to be honest, especially in the past year or two. Hopefully that changes on the upside, but you know, really, when it comes to all this growth and adoption and everything coming out here, we're on the right side of history. We know that. But you still got to question yourself, man. What are we actually holding, right? Don't forget, friends, I give you the highest value content in crypto, giving you ratios, buying low, developing a thesis, strategy, and more. That's what makes you and I the best of friends out here. Still doesn't guarantee you anything, right? Remember, the thing is, right, we're flipping coins all the time. You can't change the outcome. You know, even though we really want to know that it's going to come heads or it's going to come tails, we can't change the outcome. What you can do, though, is position yourself in a way such that if it hits heads, you're winning $10. If it hits tails, you're losing $1. That's what we're trying to look for, you know? People say they want that, but they don't actually really want that. If you look at people's actions, what they actually do is they chase stuff so that if it's heads, they're going to win 20 cents, and if it's tails, they're going to lose $1. That's what people like doing, that because they're betting on the favorite at that point, because everybody says, hey, it's going to keep flipping heads, you know? So you're a step ahead of the game. That's why we're here on this journey together. And it hasn't been easy, right? I've got this scheduled post from Eric Wall from 2 years ago, man. Check this out. Eric Wall, I'm sorry, I have decided to quit fighting Hex and Pulse Chain. The project is too small and low in market cap to be relevant for me to FUD anymore. I think it's over. It was nice knowing you all. By the way, I did that as a scheduled post from 2 years ago, thinking that today's date from 2 years ago, I'm like, oh, surely we're up and we can look back and laugh, right? No, that's why I love doing these, friends. Like, it always surprises you. Here we go. Look, this is me 2 years ago. I wrote, today, Eric says that Pulse Chain's too small to bother fudding. Pulse Chain is 60% below day one sack price. Sending this to the future so we can see how it played out. Well, sad day, right? Got worse. Actually, it got worse, friends. It literally got worse. So, look, at the end of the day, you don't know what comes next. And you now learn, I guess we all learned a lesson for hedging and stuff. But really, this is the thing. This is the thing, okay. What could have helped you for the past 2 years, you know? There's two coins, Bitcoin and stable coins, right? If pWBTC can fulfill the destiny and become a BlackRock BTC peg price, if pDAI can fulfill the destiny and become $1, okay, you've got your portfolio hedged now. You've got your portfolio hedged. Because now you got the BTC. You don't worry if things get destroyed in a year. You've got your US dollar. You don't worry if BTC and altcoins get destroyed for the year. So that's why these will be one of the most interesting stories of crypto. Remember, friends, I've learned from last cycle, You got to learn a cycle, right? But people don't know what to really learn from. You know, in every cycle, people learn the wrong thing. They say, oh, I'm just going to buy Bitcoin. Well, it's kind of half right, but not really there. That's not going to help you retire yourself, right? You have to look for what I'm telling you. And by the way, I don't even know because we can only play this out. We can only look back from the future in hindsight. I'm looking for unicorns. I'm looking for stuff I haven't seen before. I'm looking for stuff where, you know, maybe they seem so silly, but it inspires the imagination of hundreds of thousands of people. That, you know, it can catch on virally. That's why I like pDAI. I like the P tokens. Even Pulse Chain fans, there's not just another meme coin, for example. It doesn't mean they necessarily work out, but that's what I'm looking for. So I learned that, right? Especially from, you know, 4 or 5 years ago. Like, you've never seen JPEGs run. Okay, JPEGs were the thing. You've never seen, you know, DeFi Ponzi stuff run. They were the thing. You've never seen gaming tokens before. They were the thing. You've never seen metaverse stuff before. They were the thing. They were all the narratives back in 2021. Okay, so right now, you've seen 450,000 memes. We got a lot of them on Pulse Chain and stuff out here, and they're all over crypto. They're littered all over crypto. So you've seen them. They're cool, but you've seen them all, right? We've never seen a freaking ping pong coin, man. Okay, a coin that can ping pong to $1 that's backed by fiat, backed by crypto, and has no redemption for fiat. You know, so I wonder. I do wonder how it's going to play out. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.